Hey guys, thanks for coming to our channel, Move Up with Mike. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button down at the bottom so you can be alerted of our most current videos. As always, we'd like to start off with our disclaimer, which simply says, do you? We're here for educational information purposes. Any decision you make is solely your own responsibility. So, this is our weekend stock market analysis. We're going to look at what happened this past week on the economic calendar. We're going to take a look at our market leaders, our FANG stocks: Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. We'll also take a look at gold and crude. And we will also take a look and see what's coming up next week, which is this current week, to be aware of as far as your trading. And then we have an education spotlight at the end. As you guys knows, we always like to start off with a little quote, and this one here is by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is really what got me going in both real estate and investing, specifically about other people's money, and understanding that you have to have money working for you, and we're going to talk about that also, other people's money. In a video, I have a video coming up that's just going to be dedicated to all of these programs out there that will allow you to trade their money if you pass their test. That video will be coming up this week. So he says more important than the how is the why. In other words, why do you want to be financially free? Why do you want to be financially literate? That's more important than the how. We can get you to there, but why? What is going to motivate you to become financially free? So when we look at this past week, we see all three of the major indices basically fell fractionally, and you can see that they're down anywhere between 5 to 15%. Remember earlier in March they were down 25%, so we certainly have come back. April was a great month for the market. Uh, Gold also fell, and then crude rose. And we had the big anomaly last week where the front month contract of crude fell into negative territory for the first month. But look at crude, still down 70% for the year. Now, at the gas pump, I'm not down 70%, but we certainly do appreciate the low prices that we're seeing this week. So, on Friday, we had some interesting things happen. What's most important, as I just said, is that April was the best month in history, one of the best months in history for the stock market. We had the low March lows, and we have rallied pretty well during the month of April. Now on Friday, we had some interesting things. We had Thursday after the close, we had Amazon's earnings. Also this week, we had Google and Apple. Google and Apple basically, were in line with what they thought, but didn't have rosy things to say about the future. So, in addition, on Friday, we had Trump come out and say that he's considering new tariffs to China in response to the COVID-19 virus. And there are also other countries considering the same type of levying the same type of fines against China for this. Now, whether or not that will happen, more important what China pays, that doesn't really matter. And to be honest with you, I'm not really sure how that affects the market, except for new tariffs. The market didn't like it. Again, Apple, Amazon, Google had earnings, and what I think was important is that Amazon, although basically again came in line, but they said they're expecting to lose money this quarter because they're spending so much to keep up with the demand. People are at home, they're not going out to shop, they're buying everything off of Amazon, and so to keep up with that, I have a couple of friends who just went to go work at Amazon at some of their warehouses. So Amazon's saying that they might lose money, but that certainly does not look good for the market, and the market did react to that. So uh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, especially Monday, Tuesday, were good. Again, April, good. But as we entered into May, the Friday really did give back much of the gains that we saw at the beginning of the week. We had an additional 3 million filed for unemployment, so we're now up to about 30 million who have filed for unemployment since the virus has started and we've shut down the country. So this week we don't really have that much going on as far as earnings. We have a ton of companies reporting. Definitely have some airlines. So that should be interesting. I think I saw Spirit and JetBlue. So again commentary that they give about just how their industry is being decimated could be interesting. Not sure how it's going to move the market. What's going to be the big thing this week? Friday. Non-farm payroll is going to be the big thing of the week. You have the indicator ADP. Sometimes it's a precursor or what we could see on Friday, but Friday's going to be the big deal. All right, let's pull up the charts and take a look. Okay, so we have been talking about the this great uptrend line that we had in April. We talked about the support here at 2820. We talked about the resistance up here, and notice where did we come up to? And this line's been drawn for a long time. I didn't draw this Thursday, Friday, but look, we came right up to this. I'm always amazed at how these lines come right back in and how they're honored and all that other good stuff. So there we go. We came right up. We talked about this gap. We came right up to that gap, and we've fallen off of that. And we're now also below this sharp uptrend line. So it should be interesting, but we're also at this support that we've had drawn in for a while. So what's going to be our catalyst to keep moving up? I don't know. I don't know. Um, I would say also we need to watch the 2700 level. If we do break below this level right here at that again 2820 2815, you can see this little swing right in here, our wicks right in here. So that's what I'll be watching for 2700 if we come and break clearly a step into this range down here. Let's go over here to gold. So gold has not been making higher highs, and we know there's usually that inverse relationship. So as the market has had a good April, and technically gold has also, but recently we've been making lower highs. You could argue, definitely, certainly argue that we've got this going on right here. Um, So we got some wicks down here around 1675. That's certainly something to watch. You can see the wicks right here. That's basically right where we are right now. So it'll be interesting to see, is gold going to continue back up, or are we going to accept down into this range? So if we get below here, we certainly would have to watch 1600. Uh, if we accept into this level down below, definitely wedging here on gold. Crude. Crude obviously has been taking a hit. We did just barely close above our downtrend line right here, just barely, but we're also still below this range here. So we have not accepted into this range, basically $20 and coming up to about $28, $28.50. We have not truly accepted into that. This has certainly been support on this little area here, and then we move down. Um, the Fed did come out and say that they're going to be buying to try to help with the reserves a little bit. So there are potentially some catalysts to get crude coming up. Certainly, nobody expects crude to be $10. But if we can't find that catalyst to move up, we have to watch $10 down here at the bottom and $20 here at the top. So we got a nice little $10 range. Which way are we going to set back down, coming back down, or are we going to go back up? Again, you can see the swing high here, and you can see the gap down that we're watching. All right, so let's go to our FANG stocks. Facebook. There's that great month of April. And where did we run into? We said, watch this gap down. We went right up to that. Right up to that fallback. So now we have set it into this 190 to 209 range. Let's see what happens. Certainly, you can see where did we fall down to. We fell down to that gap down bottom. So this 200 let's see if it holds. And if it doesn't hold, we can come on it back down to 190. But let's see what happens here. Again, we've opened and closed a lot of wicks here on Friday. But we're matching up with this swing low right here. And again, with the gap. So let's see if we can stay above this gap down or move lower. Apple. Um, Apple not able to catch this gap yet. Did not get to the top of its range. Found some resistance at this uptrend line. Um, Definitely want to watch 275 from this gap area over here. We certainly have some accumulation going on here. Have not, the theme of today is going to be which way we're going to go. The theme is this rally over? That's the theme of the day. I can't tell you one way or the other which it is. What we can do is trade what we see. And so what we're seeing right now is a topping, and we're going to see this consistently. And again, the question is going to be, are we going to accept coming back down, or are we going to keep moving up? Amazon. Amazon and Netflix were our two, just blaze. Forget about April. They've been going up. And so Amazon stayed above our 2185 level. So we have a clear top here to watch at 2472. We've got some wicks right in here to maybe even 2445. Um, and now we've got this little gap in here. Don't forget we had earnings on Thursday after the close. So we had a drop down after that. So the question is, this wick right here matches up with right over here. So again, can we rally from here, or are we going to come down and test the swing high here at 2185? Netflix, again, like Amazon, had already made its way up. Now it's making some lower highs. Interesting that we actually did get a bounce moving up, where you saw everything we looked at so far. We had a 2-day down move, whereas we're kind of moving up here. Netflix is doing what we talked about with Amazon. We have the swing high. Netflix came down to that swing high and bounced from that. So we have our high up here around 445. We got our low around here 393. We're staying accepted into this range. Are we going to go back up and test the highs, or are we going to come back down to the low? You can kind of see a downtrend line also starting here to watch. And finally, Google. Again, had earnings this week. Nice uptrend that we've been going. There's that downtrend where we talked about. Not able to get back up to the gap down. We did gap with the earnings, so the question is, can we see the earnings retrace this gap up, come back down here to the 1275, 1280 range, or are we going to be to accept? See the little gap we are right here. This is where we are right now. So are we going to kind of settle in here and make our way up to the top of this trend line? So now we're ready to talk about our education spotlight, and we're going to continue our focus on order flow. So what do you do when you come to a price level? I don't know. You could call it fibs. Support 3, R2. Whatever it is that you come up, a swing high, high today, previous high, open, close, whatever it is. What do you do? And those of us looking with in the old days with candles, you just traded blindly. Or more importantly, you probably use some type of technical indicator. And but now we have order flow, we have footprints, we have bid ask charts, depending on numbers bars, depending on what platform you're using. And that allows us to look inside the candles and interpret what's going on and make decisions to see, is there a reversal going on at this key price level? Is there a continuation? Is there more buying? Is there an imbalance showing aggressive buyers? We can look inside the candles to get a determine. It doesn't mean we're always going to be right, but it does put us in the probabilities, increases our probabilities of being right when we actually look at the numbers. And I'm going to put a little card right now. Got a great group, trading research group. If you want to learn order flow, this is truly the place to go. It's a great community, like-minded traders really trying to take advantage of what order flow can tell us. And so, I was putting together my own thing, but I can't compete with what they're offering. So definitely want you guys to check out Trading Resource Group. We also have a couple other things here. As you guys know, we're putting together a trading room. We're just kind of finalizing some details. It should be coming up here in the next week or two. Um, we're going to start off with a free trial. Come hang on our room, helping everybody pass whatever gauntlet it is that you're trying to pass. So, and if you haven't already, again, I am going to put a video together this week just talking about other people's money. But for those of you looking at it, I do recommend the gauntlet over Top Step because of the less rules. They don't put on everybody. Um, Definitely want to be aware of that. And again, as I just talked about, if you want to really learn order flow, Trading Research Group is definitely the way to go for that. All right, guys, move on with Mike on most social media platforms on Facebook. Learn the truth about money. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.